It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Police say a man who led them on a high-speed pursuit through Lake Macquarie suburbs on a stolen motorbike last night allegedly had drugs on him. A dog squad officer noticed the Honda CBR 300 in a car park on Hillsborough Road, Warners Bay, not long after the pursuit was terminated, and arrested a 34-year-old Toronto man. Chief Inspector Dean Olsen says officers originally spotted the bike on the Pacific Highway just after 10 last night.
Yeah, it went through a few suburbs. I think originally the vehicle was spotted in the Belmont area, and then it's gone up through Windale and Gateshead and gone through Tingera Heights before it's sort of doubled back again, and that's at the point when the police terminated that pursuit. The speeds were around 110, at times 100 kilometres an hour in a 60 zone.
A fire which severely damaged a Housing Commission home at Windale last night appears to have been deliberately lit. Fire crews were called to South Street just after 11 o'clock, finding the single-storey fibro house well alight. No one was home at the time. Forensic officers will continue their investigation this morning. Meanwhile, a lit mosquito coil is believed to be responsible for a balcony fire at a Hamilton South unit early this morning. The male occupant told police the coil ignited some plywood, creating a large amount of toxic smoke. He was treated at the scene for smoke inhalation and was allowed to return to the unit once it was ventilated by firefighters. The design of the controversial interchange proposed for the fifth stage of the Newcastle inner-city bypass still hasn't been finalised, with growing calls for a full interchange to be built. Consultations between the RMS, Health and Transport Ministers are still underway in order to produce the most effective design in tackling traffic congestion. Parliamentary Secretary for the Hunter, Scott McDonald, says he wants the design and plans to go ahead as soon as possible.
Hey, look, we haven't got a final design and we haven't got a final proposal up to Treasury, but, I hope that can move forward reasonably quickly. I wouldn't like to see us still be, debating this and talking about this in another year's time. I'd like to think that we're going to move forward with a final plan, at least by the end of this year, and then get on with the work.
Long-suffering Williamtown residents will have to contend with tough new restrictions over what they can and can't eat in the wake of new drinking water standards. The amount of PFOS and PFOA considered safe in drinking water has been significantly reduced this week. Residents were told at a community briefing session yesterday they can no longer consume fruit, vegetables, poultry or beef grown on their properties. And the vital 24/7 palliative care service at the Calvary Mater Hospital will remain, following representations to Health Minister Brad Hazzard. It was feared the service would be cut back to a phone service after hours instead of having nursing staff on duty. Newcastle MP Tim Crackenthorpe says it's a win for common sense.
I met with the Minister, spoke to the CEO of the Area Health Service, also other advocates, and I think a lot of noise was made, and, we finally had a win for common sense. Death is not limited to those hours, and the Minister certainly wasn't impressed with the situation either, and so we have had a win. It's a terrific outcome.
Sport for our sponsor, PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
Night swinger Ken Sio says he's looking forward to marking Bulldog speedster Brett Morris tonight at McDonald Jones Stadium. Newcastle had a confidence boost when they came within 1 point of beating reigning NRL premiers Cronulla last week. Ken Sio says he's ready to go toe-to-toe with his opposite number.
I've only come against him once. He's a good player, especially his brother as well, on that left edge there. So it's going to be a good competition there this weekend, and it'll be awesome to go up against him.
Meanwhile, the Knights say they're still disappointed despite having a $100,000 fine for a breach of concussion rules reduced. The NRL has suspended half the fine due to the club's previous good record prior to allowing a concussed Brendan Elliott to play on in round 3. Knights management are still considering an appeal. And the Newcastle Jets will be looking to restore some pride and avoid the A-League wooden spoon when they come up against the Mariners on Sunday. Coach Mark Jones is yet to decide who will replace the suspended Wayne Brown for the match at Gosford Stadium. And the winning numbers in Powerball are 31, 6, 7, 32, 34 and 17, and the Powerball number is 5. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.